What's up, everybody? Travis Diamond here. Welcome back to the Talks with Trav YouTube channel, where, as you know, we offer real tips and stories to help improve the quality of your life and the life of those around you. Today, I want to talk about work-life balance. In fact, I want to give you 5 things that you can do to improve your work-life balance. But first, let's get the formalities out of the way. Go ahead, subscribe to the channel, turn that bell on to get notified anytime I drop new content so you stay up to date and don't miss anything. If you find value in what I say or what I share, go ahead and like the video, leave a comment telling me what your favorite part is or answering how you deal with your work-life balance, and share this with some people that may need to hear it. So with that being said, thank you again. I really appreciate your time. So let's go ahead and dive in. Now, I've spent many years learning how to improve the quality of my life in just about every aspect, including work-life balance. And one of the things that I've learned out of the top 5, this is probably the single most important, is work-life balance is not an equal distribution of time between work and personal life. It is allocating the time to each area of your life that is needed to reach that desired result. There are many areas of our life. In fact, some people say there's 7 ports of life. Some people say there's 5. It depends on how you want to break that down. There's many good books out there that you can learn how to identify the different areas or ports of your life. But most of us confuse work-life balance with equal distribution of time between the two or between the areas. And that's just not the case. Sometimes you may need more time devoted to work, and sometimes you may need more time devoted to your relationships. Sometimes you may need more time devoted to your community. It all varies. It varies person to person because we all have different goals. We all have different wiring in our brain that make us function certain ways and have certain things that are priority over others. And then it also changes season to season in your life. You may be in your 20s, single, and gung-ho on becoming the highest ranking professional in your company. That balance is going to require significantly more time on the work aspect than the personal side of it, right? And then maybe you have a relationship or a family now. You have a newborn, so maybe working 80 hours a week is no longer a viable option because you have a family to be with, because you have a family to take care of and spend time with. So maybe you need to balance that out. It can be getting that job, that high-paying CEO job or executive job, or a job that you work 80, 90 hours a week, or maybe you work offshore, going offshore for 30 days and you're back for 2 weeks, or however that breaks down for you. But then things change, so now you need to get a 40-hour-a-week job that still allows you to have a certain quality of life, but also allows you to spend time with your family, right? And it changes day to day, honestly, because, if you have the day off, your work-life balance should be not focusing on work, but spending time with your family or spending time doing what you feel you need to do. It doesn't necessarily have to be family, right? So that's number 1. It is not an equal distribution of time. It is allocating the time to each area of life that is required to accomplish the desired goals. Number 2, in order to have work-life balance, you must know what that looks like to you. All right, you have to take the time to identify your goals in each area and determine what is required to accomplish them. That will give you a much better idea of how much time you need to spend on each area. If you're going aimlessly and you don't have goals and you don't have an understanding or a clear vision, you don't have that clarity on what you want in life, you don't have a clue what actions you need to take, let alone how much time it's going to require to take those actions. So get real. Figure out what it is that you want your life to look like in these areas. Figure out what actions you need to take to get those accomplished, and then you'll have an idea of how much time is required to accomplish them. It's that simple. It's a basic formula. It is not easy. It's always changing. You're going to have to adjust it. There's variables that are different for each area of life, and they're different each day. But the most important thing is to take that time and figure out what you want your life to look like. Identify your goals. Identify the ideal life. Figure out what actions you should take that you need to take to accomplish those, and that will give you an idea of how much time you need to allocate to that area of life, guys. Number 3. Do work that you love. It's much easier to have balance if your work does not deplete you every day. All right. And it may not be easy at first to do something you love, or maybe you have to have a job that pays the bills and then you start generating income with your passion. on the side, on the weekends and the evenings, and you have to work a lot more, spend a lot more hours focused on your regular job and your side income until that side income can ultimately outweigh what you make on your regular job, and you can replace it, and then you have that ultimate balance of doing what you love. As Confucius once said, choose a job you love and you will never work a day in your life. All right, number 4, set boundaries with your times. Honor those boundaries. Once you establish the time that you will spend in each area of life, respect that time and stick to it as best you can. Give yourself grace. Things will come up. Variables will change. Something was bound to happen to cause you not to have the perfect time allocation, right? And that's okay. But what is not okay is if you say from 7 to 9, I am spending my time with my family, and you're accepting work calls. Now, if you're the CEO or you're in a high-ranking position and you signed up for it, that is a different story. But most of us will take time to answer those work calls, or, you know what, scrolling on social media. That is not balance. If you're spending time with your family, being on social media is not spending time with your family. All right, watching a sporting event when you're supposed to be playing a board game with your family, whatever it may be, you just need to set those boundaries and respect those boundaries. And one of the best ways to do that brings me to number 5. Number 5 is being present. If you are working, it is much easier to complete the task or project if you aren't thinking about 10 other things, and if you're not checking your phone. If you are with family, you will appreciate and enjoy that time so much more if you are present in the moment. All right, so there was a study that was done where they had a bunch of families in a museum, right? And they got the parents to agree. Part of the a group of the parents would spend time on their phone as much as they could, and the other part wouldn't be on their phone at all. All right, so at the end of this, they asked each one when they left, they said, hey, what did you think of it? Questions like that. Did you enjoy it? How much fulfillment did you get? Did you learn things? Excuse me. And in almost every case, the person who was on their phone had minimal enjoyment. It's not memorable much at all. Their interactions, their connection with their children, that the whole reason they came there was to spend time with their kid and learn together, grow together. They didn't accomplish that. But on the flip side, all the people who stayed off their phone, they could tell you a lot more things in depth. They had a deeper connection with their kid. It was a memorable experience for them, all because they chose to be present. So that's my top 5 ways to develop that work-life balance, maintain it. And I can go on diving so much deeper into this, and I probably will do a podcast in the very near future about it, where I do spend more time talking about it. But I just wanted to put this out and share it with you because I know it's a big challenge for many of us. So I want to end with a question. All right. How do you establish and maintain your work-life balance? Let me know in the comments, because I love learning, and different people have perspectives on things that I've never thought about. So it's always great for me to get that experience and that exposure to other people's perspectives. So with that being said, let me know in the comments how you establish and maintain your work-life balance. I'm really excited to see what you guys say. Thank you for your time. As always, it's greatly appreciated. Until next time, y'all take care.